good, you guys? Being a YouTuber is one of the most sought after jobs in the world right now. However, what does that entail, and should it count as a job in the first place? I'm DJ, and how are you doing today? Today we're doing something a little bit different. This video is scripted, and I am not going to follow the script. I'm going to try and follow the script. I've never done a scripted video, so it ought to be really interesting to see how it goes. Shout out to 2020. Today I want to take a look at a video that is designed to grow channels. It's made by Streamstream Scheme, and we're going to use it to look at some other channels that I personally watch and follow and subscribe to, and see how they compare to what he what he is claiming to be the best sort of method. Disclaimer, this is just my opinion, and it's pretty much going to be sort of like a kind of fun little thing with some update material in there, and kind of just a refresher, for the new year. Happy New Year, by the way, and I wish everyone the best in the upcoming year. Let's just hope it's better than 2020. Feel free to skip the certain moments with the time codes in the comment section down below, and I would recommend putting this on a second monitor or in the background because it might be a long video of just a lot of rambling for most people. It said it would take about 7 minutes to read out the entire script, but we're not just reading out the script, and at the same time I'm bad at reading the script. So, first and foremost, we have our first contender. We have Daily Dose of Internet. 10.5 million subscribers in 2 years. However, the person behind Daily Dose of Internet also has a second channel, less known, very old, did gaming content. Also, I want to mention, I hope that Daily Dose of the Internet is recovering from an illness. He just got corona. I probably just got the entire video demonetized, but whatever. He has corona, so I hope he gets better. The latest video was done by a bunch of other YouTuber friends that helped him out, and I'm really happy for him. So 10.5 million subscribers. To compare, I watched the first video that he did on this channel and the latest video that he did on this channel. Granted, it's 10:30. The date is 12:30. It's December 30th because I wanted to record this before I got out. So, I was, going through this, and I was like, okay, so, he averages a good number of, view count on every video. It's kind of, stagnant, which is good. Or, I mean, some videos like this got more than others. Like, some videos get more than others, but it's still got good. The thumbnail is great. The content is great. High production quality is, I guess some would say, questionable because they're just clips. But the clips, at least, that I think they picks out are pretty well done. Now, this is where we go off the rails, where I went off the rails on scripting. So, on this smaller gaming channel, if I remember... if I actually edit this, I probably won't, but if I remember to edit this, he did a video about 2 things that changed his life. And when I watched the video, my mind entirely stopped. It froze. It stopped moving. So, everything just stopped. And I highly recommend going to watch the video before we go into the next section. Link will be in the iCard or in the description down below. But, so... 1 or 2 days ago, about the 28th, I remember it's written down on my notebook that I used to write notes for this, but on the 28th, I did an initial script writing, and thoughts for this video, and then I kind of got snapped back from things. I kind of got snapped away from things. I felt like I was split in 2. Like, one half of me was in real life, and the other was on the computer, which is kind of weird, seeing as how I spend most of my time, online. I've had certain issues with a couple of my friends, and, it's not the point whether or not it's their fault or mine, but, it's just something, that I looked at, and I was like, okay, why is this still a problem? What did I, do? What can I do to fix it? At no point did they mean to, they didn't mean to hurt me, and I didn't mean to hurt them on purpose. It's just different types of personalities don't always mix well. So when I saw his video, it was like a, no duh moment. So for those of you who still didn't watch the video, I'm going to go into this later. and I'm breaking the script for the millionth time, but he made the video and basically he said, nothing matters, and you only have one life to live. And he said that, I think, about a month or two, I'll put in the description, about a month or two before he started this channel. Those were his two things, that nothing matters, you only have one life to live. So when I saw the video, I was like, a no-duh moment. I've heard it over 50 times, and that's an accurate number, but never until now have I come to completely accept it. And even now, I'm not sure that I can completely accept, completely believe, completely understand. I don't think I can grasp that concept in its entirety. So for, looking at this year, looking at everything that's going on, I'm hoping to rebuild, rebrand, refocus myself in 2021. So, looking back at this past year and just in time in general, after that interaction with my friend, I took a step back, for the millionth time, to figure out, what was going on. Since I was doing this video where I wanted to go into different channels and look into them, I was like, okay, well, that's a great place for me to start, because I started watching YouTube and doing YouTube and playing games and meeting friends, and all of that kind of rolled my life forward. And honestly, anything before 2016 is pretty much a big blur. So I have certain memories for select times in my past, like when I was in second grade, something happened, or when I was in fifth or sixth grade, something happened. But other than that, it's pretty much, mostly a blur. But when I started YouTube, I went through and I looked at a bunch of videos. It's on the other side. We're starting here, we're ending here. But so in 2016, I believe I was a sophomore. I started watching Phil DeFranco, who gave me small digestible ways to, watch the news, and, he had all his videos and everything. And then I watched Zebra Gamer, which was one of the places I got a lot of inspiration for my channel, and stuff like that. With his different Let's Plays and things, he put, a decent amount of effort into editing, but not so much that it looked like it couldn't be done. Like a lot of editing I see, and I'm just like, that is way too much. And then roll around to 2018, and we start having videos from MXR. I remember, I know a lot of these thumbnails might get me demonetized, whatever. But we have MXR, which I watched, and then you had Let's Game It Out, which was really fun. I started watching. I subscribed late 2018, but I started watching him, and then more recently, you come to like late 2019, early 2020. You have, they are out of order because these are out of. Oh well. You have things like Last Week Tonight, and you have CGP Grey, who I based the theme system off of. Or I didn't make the theme system. The theme system isn't mine. I didn't base it off of his. I'm using his, his theme system and everything like that. His little education videos. Some of my favorites being these two pirate ones, the theme video, and then the rules for rulers somewhere back here, really old, that I saw. And then Last Week Tonight, literally when I was writing the script, I spent a lot of time rewatching the recent episodes of this just to see, what was going on, what was kind of, doing it. Particularly, watching those for, education and sort of like a thought-provoking way into the world. And then more recently than that, early 2020, I started watching Fwap, who pretty much just Genshin, but he has a great sense of humor. In my opinion, it was great to sit back and relax. And then also for Zapixel, who I think I forgot my script. I'm gonna have to rewrite the script and maybe re-record this depending on how this goes. But Zapixel, who makes tutorials for Minecraft on how you build. First one I saw was this, how to build an underwater mountain home. And what I really liked about Zapixel, I don't know how much she did for the other videos, but I know for at least this one, she specifically had a world seed and a location so that you could follow it exactly, and I really appreciated that. I watched the How to Build a Pawn. I haven't been able to watch um, many of her content recently because just like I haven't been playing Minecraft enough, I guess, or when I have been, it's been with friends and stuff, so nothing really thing. And then finally, we get back to Daily Dose of Internet, which surprisingly enough, I thought I subscribed later than that, but apparently I only subscribed about here, about here, 3 months ago. So back in September. I went back and I watched a couple of older videos, and I'm pretty sure if I really wanted to, I could go back and watch every one of these videos, and every one of these videos would be just amazing. And I've seen a couple of the older ones. I've seen like this one, but just amazing things in general. And so at this point, looking back at myself, I'm just like, okay, I've been stupid. I've been doing nothing. I've been lazily wandering through life for the past 4 years, which breaks, Daily Deuce's point of, hey, you only have one life to live. You only have so much time. Why are you doing this to yourself? So I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna go for it. And then, I kind of being childish, I guess, to put it lightly. I was just being childish when I look back. So then, but whatever that has to do with anything, what does this have to do with the video? What the heck? The whole point of the video was that it was a how-to on how to break and use the YouTube mold that was set out by Stream Scheme, and we're gonna get into that right now. So for Stream Scheme had 3 core values. Their video holds pretty true with their 3 core values. The first core value was high production value. Good lighting, cameraing, stuff like that. Clean edits, like if you're gonna make cuts, make them cleanly, stuff like that. That's all high production. And while I would say yes, that is, it's good to have an editing, definitely, for things like MXR and Let's Game It Out. I wouldn't say it's necessary. I've seen like meme content, I've seen, other things, where it's like it doesn't necessarily need to have the best quality as long as it's like good. Like it doesn't need to be the highest like standard 4K resolution, but definitely it needs to have understandable clear audio as possible, which I don't know how to say with this mic. And it does. So I'd say definitely high production is important. As for valuable content, it's very useful to say valuable content, but that depends, because if you look at all these channels, you clearly have different audiences. Daily Dose of Internet is someone who, people who watch this are like, okay, there's a quick video I can just watch and, relax and just see, quick clips for stuff. Zebra Gamers for people who, like longer forms of content and likes a lot of video games. You got Philip DeFranco, who's got news. So it's like, yes, valuable content is very important. However, it just about anything can be called valuable content to the right audience. So when coming up with a channel, it doesn't really matter what your, valuable content is, so long as someone finds it valuable. And then 3, and this was the most interesting, was consistency. Now, I had an issue with this because I agree that consistency is very, very good. It's a lot. It's not. I don't want to say it's 100% necessary, but it's definitely really, really important. So, for example, a lot of artists. I don't have a lot on here because I didn't. I don't have a lot on here because I didn't plan for this to go on this long. But since we are here, for example, Pymations does not have a stream schedule that's like, consistent. I think right here, I think is the most consistent it's ever been, with like 1 month in intervals. But this has been like, just all over the place, all over the place for the past couple of years, and he's doing, fine. And he probably has a Patreon and stuff like that. Same with, for example, Scott Falco. Same thing. Animator, person who likes to do things. He's doing just fine. He doesn't have a million subs, which he says, maybe if he would have uploaded more, done more, he would have gotten. But still, doing fine. It's not necessarily the consistency that just does it. It's not exactly like, okay, you're consistent, that's good. It is good to be consistent. However, I wouldn't say it's necessary because it's more about the content. For Scott Falco to be consistent, he would have to give up so much quality that it would not be worth it, because that's what animating is. That's what making music is. And granted, if the person who made the video for Stream Scheme sees this, he's going to be like, well, no, duh, I wasn't talking about that. I'm just making a point for the video. Consistency is great. It is next to necessary. But I think that the content is what should be focused on first, and work on getting it to a point where the quality and consistency are as good as you can get them together. But if you have to choose one or the other, I would say quality is way more important. Anyway, so all of the other things, looking at the video, or not looking at the video, but, going back to the video that Stream Scheme did, he did a lot more. Those were his 3 core philosophies, was high production, valuable content, and consistency, which are all really, really nice. He also mentions, a bunch of little things like thumbnails, which you can see, clickbaity thumbnails, pretty good thumbnails, clickbaity thumbnails. It should describe what is going on, or at the very least have some sort of like, this is, why you're here. This is the video you're planning on watching. And so, with Daily Dose of Internet, we already mentioned he just has the coolest clip from the thing, and it works because it's the title of the video is just whatever the thumbnail is. So anyway, taking a break in right here. Oh, by the way, all the other things that Stream Scheme said, you can watch his video for the details in the iCard above or in the description below. So, this is the Elite Mid CTA. Hi, my name is DJ, if you've never been here before. I hope you found some of this fascinating. If you found it just a video to fall asleep to, I've literally had people fall asleep to me speak before, which is both, nice and kind of insulting. And then, if you found any of the topics in this video interesting, or if you're just from the future and you're looking back at an insane person or a depressed person that's just going mentally insane, I don't really know at this point. Anyone could see this video. This video is not going anywhere until YouTube's like, no, I can't, and throws it out. Which, with the state of how YouTube is nowadays, I don't know anymore. Anyway, but whatever the reason that you're here, thank you for getting this far, or skipping to the section. Why you would skip to a section that literally says it's a CTA, which now that I think about it, I don't remember what it is, but basically it's just promotion. So, whatever the reason, if you could do me a favor and either like or dislike the video, feel free to dislike it. In fact, if you're not going to do either of those, please dislike it. And if you could comment on either the question I posed earlier, how you feel about these specific channels, if you have any other channels, anything you could do that would really, just your opinions. Especially on what's going on for 2021, and we'll get to that a little bit later. So, moving on, back to the video. What I wanted to look at this point, we've gone through, I'm kind of skipping around, because I have not stayed on script at all. So this might just be the rough draft version, and then I'm going to have to go back, and I'm just going to be like, okay, read the script as written. But anyway, so we're already at point E out of, I think there's F, or there might be G points, I don't know. But, so, going from here, looking back, we've already looked at, all these different channels I've watched and everything that's going on, and, within the past couple months, my life has been actually, it's been horrible for a lot of people, and I'm not gonna say that I didn't inherit $1 million, I don't have some big mansion, but it has been turning up. I've been, doing some more exercise. I've been like relaxing a bit more, getting out some negative things, like not thinking about them as much, mostly. um, I've gotten a job now, which I have orientation coming up for soon, and I've been feeling more restored. And the reason I say restored is because if you watched either, I don't think it was the last video, I think it was the video before last. If you watched that video, it was all about the themes and how I wanted the December to be the December of restoration, and how I wanted to be 2021 for the year of progression. Now, specifically, progression is very broad. If you haven't already, check the iCards or the description for the video from CGP Grey about themes. This one, right here. But the reason, it's broad is because you're just supposed to slowly move yourself in the right direction. And I feel like progression is one of those things that you should always have in mind. No matter what, whether or not you actually are believing yourself to be progressing, you're still aging and you're still moving toward death. That's great, isn't it, to just think about? But anyway, yes, you're moving towards that end goal. You are progressing, but are you progressing positively? So specifically, what I want to progress with in 2021 is obviously I have my job, other adult aspects like working on finishing my degree. I just realized I said that out loud, but like that was a lot shorter. Like I have to I have barely started. I'm like halfway, I think. But I need to, work on my degree. I have to get ready to start paying taxes if I have a job. YouTube aspects. I want to make. I've always wanted to make content. I've always like Daily Dose of Internet, Zebra Gamer. Those people are like my heroes. Those people are like the people I look at, and it's just like, wow, they bring joy to a lot of people. And in this time of uncertainty, like, that was just a rock. You look at half of these channels. Let's Game It Out is amazing. MXR is great. Zebra Gamer, I'm not gonna lie, we'll get into him a little bit later, I think. No, because I skipped a lot in my script. But, I haven't been able to see as much from him as I would have liked. Because of YouTuber things, of course. And then, Blab, these things where it's like these people put their hard time and effort into it, and I want to do something similar. But something I did realize, and I didn't write in my script, and I was looking at my mind, and I was like, I probably should mention this. You can't have everything. You can't be like, YouTubing is a job. It is a job. It has to be its own job. You can do YouTube on the side, by all means, but it will not be easy. And definitely, if you're working a job, doing YouTube, living on your own, or having any sort of responsibility at all to make, like, food and sleep at a decent time and get more than 6 hours of sleep, you can't have everything you want. So consuming and producing have this confliction point where it's just like you can't do both, or at least you can't do both all the time. You have to like take time out, and it just becomes a mess. And that's why I have to say that honestly, looking forward, as much as I want to develop YouTube, and I want to develop YouTube, as much as I want to develop my YouTube channel, as much as I'd like to do more, I think this is going to be the last year I do it. And I think I'm going to try and go out with a bang. Because I started back in 2016. I took it semi-seriously. I pre-recorded a bunch of stuff. I followed the methodology of like, hey, it's a Let's Play video. It doesn't need to be, thing. If you actually go to the Pop Tropica playlist, there's over 100 videos of content. There's over, I want to say there's at least 24 hours of content in that playlist. So if you're starved for content, there's some cringe in there. I don't even, so much cringe. But anyway, so I think 2021 is going to be my last, like, I'm going to give it my best. And first thing I'm going to do is sometime in hopefully February. I was hoping for January, but looking at things, I don't know how that's going to go. It depends on how much I make, but I definitely want to get a USB microphone. I definitely want to get a new camera because if you can't tell, I'm pretty sure everyone can tell, it's a 720p camera. And I want to do stuff along those lines. Other things of progression, other than job and school and YouTube aspects, which I talked about for way too long, we have, I've been starting to go back into learning Japanese. I've tried to do this at least 3 times, and I've failed at least 3 times. Basically, I failed every time I tried. I haven't gotten past the first section, but I'm hoping to change that this year. And I'm hoping that this year I can, at the very least, get Duolingo streak of get a Duolingo streak of at least 2-3 months. I don't want to give up like every other week. And then then on top of learning Japanese programming progression, I've talked about how much I want to make a game. You see people like Lixian TV, and I can't think of any that I would know off the top of my head, but other programmers doing actual game development on like Twitch streams and on like YouTube videos, and it's like I look at that and I'm just like, wow, those people made a video game in a day or 2 days or a weekend, and I'm looking at those people and I'm like, those people have skills. I've tried to partake in 2 game jams, one of which I didn't even try to participate, or well, like I was gonna do it with a friend, but then my friend like backed out, so we didn't really get a chance to do that. And then the second one, I went in with it by myself at the first, started like, I figured and I planned everything out. My same friend came back in and was like, yo, I want to join. And I'm just like, okay, I guess try and do things for this. And then I got into a really depressive state and was like, I can't do this. So that's been 2 game jams that have completely defeated me. And in my opinion, if someone said it to me, someone said less than 25% of the teams in a game jam actually submit anything. Less than a fourth of people that participate submit anything. So to me, if you're one of the people, if you are part of the top 25%, the part that actually submitted something, you've already won. You have already won. Who cares who gets best game? You did something. You submitted something. That's you are already up there. And then the last thing is obviously health. Like I said, working out. I have bad acne. I'm pretty fat. Other things I want to deal with. Anyway, so I want to progress my life to a better future. And as we talked about before, but for some reason in my script, I wrote this in this section. I put that the Daily Dose of Internet said 2 of the most important things to ever fully grasp in life. 1, you only have 1 life to live with a limited amount of time. And 2, nothing matters. Nothing matters. The only thing that makes something matter is if you decide to make it matter. Why is your family important? Why is your family important to you? Because you decide that it matters. Because you go and say it matters. You know why I find numbers and statistics so pleasing is because it's like they give meaning to things. When people say just words upon words upon words of things, and even like in this recent thing, it's like people were saying, oh, it's just another part of a statistic. It's like, no, people are not just numbers, but numbers help us see why it matters. Every one thing, at least to me, in my opinion, every one person matters. But it only matters because I say it matters. It doesn't actually matter. Nothing matters. See my point? And that's why it's such a hard concept to grasp. I've heard them a bunch, but it doesn't matter because I can't grasp, I can't understand, and I can't accept them sometimes. So, I plan on, other than all these other progression things, talking specifically for YouTube, I wanted to get a theme book. If you actually look right here, since I have it pulled up, and since I'm totally not doing a professional video, I don't know why I bothered. He released this video about a week ago. He said he was going to release this video, and, you know, I listened to the podcast, but I wasn't like a subscriber to the podcast channel, so it was already late to the podcast by like a couple of days. And then I didn't have the money for a while to get it because his journal was like $25. And so I didn't have the money. So I was like, okay, the second I get the money, I'm gonna get the journal. He puts this video up, and 2 days later, not even, I think a day later, it's sold out. I was really sad about that because I was like, okay, this is gonna be the year I'm gonna do progressive things. I'm gonna use his journal, and it's gonna go great. But then he sold out. So I was just like, okay, well, my sister went to the store. She picked me up this. And if everything goes right, then this should definitely be the thumbnail. Because, you know, we got 2020, we got blue. I might just make it, take a picture of it separately and make it my own thumbnail. But really, you know, coming to a close, you know, I wanted to do, not scrapbooking, I wanted to do journal writing entries every single day so that it actually became a year of something. I literally can't remember 2015. If you can remember things from 2015, that's amazing. If you can remember what happened in 2010 in detail. Like, there's some people, like, for example, people say that they can remember exactly where they were on 9/11, 2001. I literally was born like a week or two ahead of time. I can't remember. I can't remember where I was when I was 4. I can't remember anything past, like, how old was I? I don't even know. 15. I can't remember anything past my YouTube videos. The YouTube videos I've created are pretty much my memories, as much as I can get. I can remember, like, specific details, like that one thing that happened in 2nd grade, or like my graduation from 8th grade, and how depressing it was. But, you know, specifically speaking, this is what I have. And even though memories are important, they're not, because nothing matters. So if you just keep looking back, you're never going to move forward. So I definitely, you know, initially this video was supposed to be well scripted. It was supposed to be about how to break the YouTube system. Well, now, completely off script, I'm going to tell you how to break it right now. First of all, do something someone likes. Forget everything else. Forget what works for other people. Forget what works for them. You know, forget what they decide to upload. Forget what they decide to do. Just do it. Find something that people will enjoy. Do it. You know how crazy something is? Marble racers. Marble racers. I can't make this up. I'm not smart enough to make this up. But this person, I think it's in, you know, whatever, he runs marble races. And it is amazing to see how well developed that has gotten. You know, stuff like that. So, you know, make something that is either unique or that provides something that's already been done before better. That was my biggest mistake, I think, when coming to my channel, was specifically, it's like, I tried to replicate what someone else was doing. Like, I tried to do things, and it's like, I wouldn't, like, say the same things, I wouldn't just read off the same thing, but my whole thing was, I thought Let's Plays were the coolest thing, and I was like, okay, I want to do that. So I picked up OBS, I downloaded it, I started recording, and it was just gameplay videos. Just straight up. And it didn't, you know, clearly, this channel only has as many subscribers as it does because of a contest that took place in one time that got it from like 20 or 30 to 130. But clearly, you know, not everyone who subscribed watched, let alone how many are just bots. So, you know, whoever is really here, mainly blue, which I'm going to bring that up in my next section, but, you know, find something everyone likes. Make it as high quality as possible for what you have to work with. Don't go out and buy the best camera and best microphone and best recording software and things for that if you don't like you don't need it. A base camera, a base microphone like this one will get you through just fine. It's not that big a deal. You will make it through. In the great words of this guy, who I will now pick a random video and mute just to see if there's hope for him, there's hope for all of us. There's hope. There is definitely hope. Find a way and you make it work. You try for as high quality as possible, but you don't stress over it. You try and make content that everyone will enjoy, but you don't stress over it. And consistency, I'm telling you right now, is a lie. Because I can tell you right now, consistently for multiple months, I did upload after upload after upload. I'm not saying this specifically just because it didn't work for me. It won't work for you, because it might work for you. Consistency is a good thing to have. But if the quality is trash, your consistency will mean nothing. So focus on the quality first. And this is where we get to the last point. Point F, which is wrapping up. It was supposed to be, as short as possible, but it's me, so that's not happening. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. I very much appreciate it. Thank you to all my friends and family. Despite everything I've put them through one way or another, in some cases, they have stuck with me. Especially to Blue, who I know, even though he watched the last update video, and the update before that, and the You Never video, if he watches through to the end of this, that will be one of the greatest things I think I've ever seen, because I don't know how long this is at this point. But thank you so much for watching and wishing me the best. That video, he gifted me Bold Blade on Steam for like $8, and I was gonna do a video on it, and it took me over 40 minutes to get to the final level, whereas like most people get to it in about 30 minutes. It took me 40 minutes to get to the final level, and then my game crashed. So I literally had to replay the entire thing. So I'm hoping that I can splice the two videos together and kind of edit it to make it work out, but I don't know. We'll have to see on that. Make sure that if you made it to this point in the video, you go ahead and comment 2020, or I'm sorry, 2020, not 2020, 2021. Make sure to put 2021 in the comment section below to let me know you made it to the end of the video, and let me know your thoughts on the video in its entirety, what I could have done better, maybe actually reading the script if this version gets out, if not, whatever. And specifically, what are your plans for 2021? What are you doing to make your life go forward? Some people, I'm not gonna lie, when the coronavirus started, everyone just shut down, including myself. Make sure to like or dislike, whatever works. If you hated my voice and you did not like the video content, that's perfectly fine. If you did enjoy the video content, hey, why not hit it with a like? And you know what? Maybe one day I'll have at least 100 subscribers that actually care. Because it's like, when I hit it, it felt really good for the first 5 seconds. And then it was just like, how many of these are bot accounts? How many of these are people who just did it so that they could have a better chance of winning the next sweepstakes? How many actually cared? I'm not saying that they're bad people, because they're doing what the system hardwires your brain to do, is to try and succeed. But it's so flawed that kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. So, this has been me. You may or may not know me. I'm DJ Daniel, and I hope that this entertains you at least in the slightest bit of degree. And I will see you next time. Thanks for checking out the video. Bye!